So it's been about 2 months since here on Deadline we played for you a brand new song from our friend Brad Paisley. The song was called Same Here. It was released on the 1-year anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. It features a surprise performance and appearance from President Zelensky of Ukraine. Well, Brad was on this show. He dropped in that he was going to Ukraine to meet Zelensky in person. Well, it happened just last week. That plan became a reality. Brad joined a bipartisan group of U.S. senators on a trip to Kyiv as he continues his work as an ambassador for United 24. That's a fundraising campaign that helps to build housing for displaced Ukrainians whose homes have been destroyed in the war. During the visit, Brad also got to perform Same Here in Kyiv's St. Michael's Square. Here's some of that performance.
However you talk, whatever you think, from the song that you sing to the drink that you drink, miss your mama and worry about your babies and love each other like crazy. Want someone to share your hopes and fears. Sing.
If you can listen to that and not cry, you can come host the show for me when Brad and Igor are on. Joining us now, Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter, superstar Brad Paisley. Also joining us, our dear friend Igor Novikov, former advisor to President Zelensky. Brad, tell us about the trip.
Well, first of all, I know you're jealous I got to hug Igor before you.
Totally jealous. Right?
And it was an amazing moment when it's an overnight train ride in, and we got to the place we were meeting in the morning, and there's Igor waiting for me. This guy that, as you know, has been such a conduit between us and Kyiv, and for me it was such a shock to see it for my own eyes, because it's always different than you think it will be. I knew it would be different. I knew it wouldn't be just the things I've seen on television and in coverage. And what I was absolutely floored by was the way that they are living life to the fullest between air raid sirens. And I saw kids getting off of school buses in raincoats and with book bags. I saw people walking in the park. I saw people in restaurants. Meanwhile, we're driving around in armored cars, and they are defiant, and they are living life to their fullest. And meanwhile, those who are fighting are fighting. Those who are living are busy keeping the lifestyle going.
Brad, did it inspire a creative process? Did it inspire more activism? Is there a real understanding that this is the time to pay more attention, not less? I mean, tell me because you're not a sort of see it and leave guy. Like, how did it change you?
It is the type of thing where I'm not exactly sure how it's changed me yet. I'm still processing. I got back emotionally exhausted in a way I have never been. And again, some of the United 24 folks showed me around when we first got there, and we walked feverishly to the places they thought I needed to see. And there was a place where there's an intersection there in Kyiv that was hit with a missile while people were in their cars. And within 4 days, I think that's right, Igor? They had it fixed, and they were driving on it again. And that's their whole philosophy. And so you leave there thinking, with these obstacles and this kind of determination to be a democracy and to be free and to expel the invaders, I just left there thinking there's got to be more we can all do. But at the same time, I just left there feeling like it's a great feeling to know that we are on the right side in this country. It's truly inspiring to see them wanting to be free and as much like us as they can be.
Well, like the best of us, Igor. I mean, I think this thing that Brad describes is something that you've tried to bring to life for our viewers. And I think we've talked on and off TV about, if it's the last day of your life, how do you live? What do you drink? What do you eat? Well, how do you talk to, and it's incredibly intense. It is probably along the spectrum of PTSD, surely. But it sounds like Brad saw some of what you've described. Tell me what life is like in Kyiv right now.
Well, Nicolle, I have a story for you. If you can see I'm slightly shaken, it's just because I got off the phone call. I was shown an interview by a Wagner mercenary, Russian Wagner mercenary, and it aired today. The guy confessed to executing 20 Ukrainian children in Bakhmut, including a five-year-old girl, and he describes it in full detail. And like, look, it got me thinking. Like, here's the Ukrainian mentality for you. First of all, I mean, we see the clear picture. So in a world like that, there are only three types of people that can exist, human beings, monsters, and cowards. And cowards are just, monsters in the waiting. So, who is pretty clear to us. But also at the same time, it doesn't lead us to hatred. It leads us to, more activity. More can be done to make a world a better place. So, for example, as soon as I finished watching that interview, I came up with 3 ideas to pitch to Brad, 1 to pitch to you, an op-ed that I started writing with my friends at Air Media about social responsibility of everyone who has a voice, so musicians, actors. And look, I'm going to show what life is like in Ukraine to as many people with audiences and voices as I can. And that's our mentality. Sooner or later, this will be over, but we need to make sure it doesn't happen again, because this is beyond evil.
And I mean, I think if Brad and I could throw a parade for you every day, we would, but I will just go back in time and remind everybody how this all came to be. You and I were texting and talking a lot at the beginning of the war. Igor, you said, "Where's the We Are the World?" I call Brad the next morning on a Saturday and I say, "Brad, can we do We Are the World?" He puts me in touch with David Wild, and off to the races we go, trying to do something to help. So when Brad says you are the conduit, Igor. And I think to Brad's point about how it changes you when you see it, how do we work on that front? How do we make sure more people see not just the horrors like what you're describing, but the resilience, like the intersection Brad's describing, both sides, all sides?
Well, that's the thing that's most beautiful about Kiev, and I'm pretty sure Brad can tell you all about it, because, he's not biased as much as I am. But at the same time, look, there's so much beauty in this city and resilience, and seeing it is one thing, and we're trying to get as many YouTubers in, as many celebrities in as possible. But what's important here is to relay that message to the world. And there's nobody better positioned to do that than somebody who's as talented as Brad, for example. So the song is incredible, and I'm so looking forward to the music video. I'm not sure if Brad spoiled the fact that a bit of it was filmed in Kiev as well, but maybe I just did a Tom Holland again. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. So you guys
okay.
no, go ahead. I want to also put you on the spot and ask you about meeting Zelensky. I'll just sneak in a quick break, though, before I do that. You guys, please stick around.